Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a fabulous Thursday and a great week so far. Today, we're going to be diving into Cardano, and we're actually going to be diving into something very specific. I'm sure you can see the article behind me, and the headline reads, Cardano versus Ethereum, can ADA solve ETH's problems? We're going to be getting into this. It's nice that Cardano receives some positive media coverage. Typically, or historically, certainly, it's been very negatively looked at. But there's a reality that is taking place, and that is that Cardano is a serious competitor, and he's going to start performing and really kill off that last little bit of criticism that it doesn't have dApps in the coming weeks and months. And we're going to see this beautiful DeFi ecosystem flourish that is going to rival Ethereum's, and not only rival it, in many ways actually be more sufficient. A kind of improved model of DeFi, if you will. So we are going to get into this article, of course. I'm going to be saying a few words on Ethereum, how I feel about Ethereum, because I'm actually not an Ethereum hater by any stretch of the imagination. I actually think that everybody in the crypto space owes Ethereum a lot. We wouldn't have coins like Cardano and POLKADOT without them. You've got to remember that Cardano was created by Charles Hoskinson, who was one of the main people developing Ethereum, and of course POLKADOT was created by Gavin Wood. So that's something to remember. However, I just think that as technologies evolve, we had Bitcoin, then we have Ethereum, which built on top of Bitcoin, and now we have coins like Cardano, POLKADOT, and so on and so forth, Solana, etc., etc. So we're going to get into this. We're going to look at the market as a whole. This price action recently is very lackluster, certainly once we had the kind of sell-off. Ultimately, you guys know that I'm extremely bullish on the cryptocurrency space. At $2.2 trillion in terms of a market class, this space has a hell of a long way to go, and that's the real value proposition. You want to pick the winners within that space. It's why we cover Cardano so much. A quick mention on the tweet that I tweeted out yesterday, and I was essentially saying, and we spoke about it in yesterday's video, why aren't people talking about the fact that DeFi users will be getting double yields as default based on Cardano's staking mechanism? And what we were really talking about, and many people didn't know this, is the fact that ADA, staked ADA, is not locked, nor is it exposed to any risk of slashing. Therefore, it is a little known upcoming feature that very ADA can remain staked whilst being simultaneously added as a liquidity in DeFi protocols, or borrowed against, like Cardano had spoke about. So the yield opportunities that are coming for Cardano are going to be magnificent. And this essentially, I didn't realize that not that many people actually knew that you could do this with Cardano. This is going to give me a lot of content to be making in the new year, hence why this is more of a relaxed sort of video. We will skim into the price, because until it's too early to tell really what's going to happen. You know, we put in a higher high. Let's say this is a higher low and we're going to put a higher high. We're then confirming a trend reversal, and we're going to see that upside continuation, which we're expecting anyway. So let's dive into this article, which is the main topic of the video, discuss a few things. This is essentially an article looking at, you know, can Cardano match up to something like Ethereum, which of course is the biggest smart contract blockchain that we have. It currently holds $446 billion worth of value. And there's some interesting things that this article had kind of brought up. Competition in the decentralized application space is heating up, and Cardano is looking to become a major contender. Cardano is a decentralized open source blockchain network that launched in September 2017. Like Ethereum, Cardano supports smart contract functionalities, self-executing computer programs, but plans to take them to the next level by ensuring higher speed and broader interoperability. The hope is it will make them more functional and accessible than Ethereum smart contracts, so that anyone, not just developers, can create their own decentralized applications, dApps. This is what we're about to see rolling out. We're going to see Sunday Swap very, very soon. They had a fantastic announcement yesterday that their audit from, I think, Runtime had gone well. So this is what we're about to witness. And some of my comments on Ethereum, you know, I'm not an Ethereum hater. I think that, like I said, the whole space owes a lot to Ethereum. As an Ethereum user and Ethereum DeFi user, the performance has been very disappointing in regards to my experience using DeFi on Ethereum. It's been very expensive, slower than a lot of other chains now. You simply have chains that can do what Ethereum was built to do better. And Ethereum admits that themselves. That's why they're moving to ETH2, which is what I would call a sort of third generation blockchain, along with Cardano, Avalanche, you know, Terra. They all have their own ways of doing you know, the kind of smart contract space. So I'm not a hater on Ethereum. I just, you know, one reason I'm so bullish on Cardano is because I honestly think they've done it right. I think POLKADOT is another rising star that doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. I have my own theory for why you've seen coins like Solana, Terra, and Avalanche do as well as they have. But, you know, you've got some real OGs here. So back to this article before I go on a tangent. Despite the project still being in development, Cardano is frequently touted as an Ethereum killer because it seems to improve upon the second largest cryptocurrency's infrastructure. These improvements include significantly cheaper fees, better scalability, and higher transaction throughput, and speed than what is currently offered by ETH1 blockchain. So everything that they're saying here were the reasons that I've just spoke about. This is why I'm such a fan of Cardano, because there's a few things that Cardano has that these other... Why Cardano is a question and not these other smart contract blockchains. And it's really one reason why a lot of people building on Cardano won't tell you they're building on Cardano. It's because it has such a good user basis. You know, it's got a very broad... It's one of the most interacted with chains. And that's going to bring us on to a next point that I'm going to make in regards to the Google Trends for ADA. ADA, you know, you can tell by Google Trends what the price is roughly doing. If you see a huge interaction with Google searching Cardano, you're going to see the price going up. And you can see we're at a very low point here, but ultimately this will return. And this is really what, you know, what this article is kind of outlining is really what's going to attract people to ADA. And it's going to be the DeFi space, the yield farming opportunities, so on and so forth. So this is the article referenced by CoinDesk, a tweet from way back in May. The entire Ethereum space has become very saturated. ETH co-founder said he shares his thoughts on Ethereum killer projects that he supports like Cardano and POLKADOT. Watch the full interview. And he was saying this a long time ago, and he's absolutely true. There's a lot more growth and expansion happening on layer 2, such as Polygon. There's a few others out there, Arbitrage, and so on and so forth. That are actually, there's a lot more sort of, you know, evolution happening over on those chains. And the reason being is because they're cheap to use and everyone can use them. It's Ethereum, you know, we were making videos on Uniswap and using Uniswap over a year ago now. And we were talking about, you know, $15, $9, $20 gas fees. And we were saying that that's just, you know, was quite expensive. But at the same time, if you look at what you have to pay on an exchange to buy, you know, it was relative because exchanges, of course, has fees as well. Now we're talking, you know, for me to use, I swapped something on Uniswap a while ago. I unstaked something about 10 days ago, and I think the fee was about $380 to unstake something and interact with an Ethereum smart contract. $380. You know, most people probably, they certainly, you know, their portfolio, that's going to be a % of their portfolio. It's insane to use Ethereum. So the co-founder, Cardano was founded by the former Ethereum co-founder Charles Hoskinson and former Ethereum executive assistant Jeremy Wood, and is supervised by 3 separate entities: the Cardano Foundation, IOG, and IOHK, and Emergo. IOG and IOHK are the same thing, and Emergo. So it goes in to tell you what Ethereum is, and then it goes to look at 3 lessons that Cardano has learned from Ethereum. And, you know, essentially, Ethereum had a huge benefit with the fact that it was really the first, certainly most well-known smart contract protocol. And it saw a huge amount of adoption because of that, because it was really the only thing people could build on. However, it has its disadvantages in the sense that other blockchains like ADA have been able to look at what went wrong there and improve upon that. Like, for a famous quote from Gavin Wood is that the reason he created POLKADOT was really to fulfill the promises that Ethereum failed to keep. I think that is pretty much an exact quote from Gavin Wood. It goes into architecture, consensus mechanism. So it's talking about how it's proof of stake, whereas Ethereum, for example, is still proof of work. They're moving to ETH2. I'm hopeful for ETH2 as well. You've got to remember, ETH has the biggest DeFi user base. So essentially, if they fix the issues that they have, you know, get rid of a lot of the fees, so on and so forth, that user base is likely to continue going on with them. So ETH2 really needs to hurry up. I'm not bearish on ETH2 at all. I think they've already got their foot through the door. They just need to, you know, sort this out sooner rather than later. But I think other blockchains, rising stars like Cardano, and it's one reason we're so bullish in relation to the price. We think the whole space is going to grow as a whole. So you're going to see Bitcoin get a higher market cap, Ethereum get a higher market cap. Cardano, in my opinion, is going to get to where Ethereum's market cap is. I think that's an inevitability eventually. Now, I'm not going to call a time on that, but I think, you know, this is what we're looking at, and we have set out sort of certain price roadmaps for us getting to these sort of levels. An approach, of course. So 5 key problems Cardano aims to solve: scalability, interoperability, sustainability. So it's talking about how economically friendly it is. Interoperability, talking about it being able to interact with other chains. Ethereum is very much built like Apple. You know, they want it to be exclusive. Governance and philosophy. Cardano still has a lot to prove. And this is the last bit I'll read out to you, and then I'm going to leave you because this video is drafted on. We'll take a quick look at the price. Cardano still has a lot to prove. It's worth pointing out that at this stage, only 62 dApps have been built on Cardano's blockchain compared to more than 3,000 built on Ethereum. Not to mention, Ethereum's market cap stands at 442 billion versus Cardano at 45 billion market cap. Why I'm so bullish on ADA? We put a tweet out the other day saying, should I sell my Ethereum? Or I was thinking about selling my Ethereum. And the reason being is because when I seriously look at this, don't get me wrong, I think Ethereum is going to do well, but I think something like Cardano has a lot more room to grow. There's questions like, you know, for example, buying Bitcoin versus altcoins. There's a level of kind of it being more of a safe asset and less volatile in relation to altcoins that kind of gives Bitcoin maybe an appeal. You kind of have that with Ethereum versus Cardano. You know, Cardano still sells off a lot more than Ethereum. However, it's a risk and reward thing. So really, you know, it's one reason I'm so bullish on ADA, because it has a lot of room to grow. There is also 9 million Ethereum currently locked away in DeFi protocols worth $33 billion at press time. So pretty much Cardano's 3/4 of Cardano's market cap is just locked in Ethereum's DeFi alone. Another hugely bullish reason, or another reason to be hugely bullish on Cardano. There's that kind of growth that can occur. You know, DeFi eats away at the underlying token. While it is unknown exactly how many ADA tokens have been deposited in DeFi protocol smart contracts, pretty much none at the moment. There's maybe some people providing liquidity in certain walks of the Cardano space, but it's pretty much non-applicable. This is all to come, so you've got to, you know, bear this in mind. I know the price action is somewhat lackluster at the moment, but ultimately we will see new all-time highs. That is absolutely my opinion. It's not financial advice, but I'm very confident in that. The road ahead is long for Cardano, but thanks to its advanced technology, a rigorous approach, and gift of hindsight, what I was talking about with them being able to look into the future, or look at Ethereum and improve on it, it appears to be in a strong position to challenge Ethereum's dominance and address some of the most common blockchain problems earlier generation blockchains face, namely scalability, sustainability, interoperability, and governance. And this article was wrote today. A very good article, and I think they summed up rather briefly everything that we've spoken about. And, you know, these are just reasons, some of many reasons to be bullish on ADA. Ignore the short-term price action, guys. If you want, you know, the reason price action is the way that it is, this is an emerging market, and with emerging markets, there's a lot of volatility attached to them. This is due to liquidity and so on and so forth. A larger liquidity market takes more to move. How a price is set is based on what's trading back and forth on exchanges, that liquid supply. So the more liquid supply it is, the harder it is for it to move one way or another. But anyway, that's for another video. We've covered that also. But that's really all I have for you. Interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the description. We're not an Ethereum hater. We just think that, you know, there's other blockchains that are doing, like Cardano, a better job, or that will certainly do a better job in Cardano's case. We're still yet to see the DeFi ecosystem blossom, but there's a lot of reasons to be bullish for that fact. Exactly. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the content, like is always appreciated. So is a comment. There's a link to our Discord in the description, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video. Don't forget, we've got the stake pool. ALLIN is the ticker for anybody looking to stake their ADA through your or your deadless. I'll see you all in the next YouTube video, guys.